Gracious enough to join me on the phone as the head coach of the Lander Valley Tigers golf program. That's Mike Watson. And Mike, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time. But let's talk first of all about how excited are you? I know you were supposed to host this event a year ago. Unfortunately, we all know what happened. It ended up getting moved with Lyman hosting down in Evanston. But you guys got to be pretty fired up to get a chance to host this event this year.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to host it and kind of game plan for our kids to have fun with it, and then making sure that we have enough volunteers for each group to have markers, and then for a couple of my one senior, Maddie Carell, to be able to play her senior year at home, where we thought last year was going to be her junior year, and now it's kind of switched around. So she's excited about that, and then there's a couple of local kids that will be excited because they're close by that are going to be in contention. So I think that'll create some big followings in the final day on Saturday.
How does the golf course get set up so that these 3A players have a good chance to score, but you still want to make it challenging at the same time, I guess? What's the setup going to be like Friday, Saturday?
Both days are going to be fair. We're not going to stretch it out too long. The course is actually drying out, so it might play a little shorter than typically. And the greens crew there has done a great job of trying to prep the course for this tournament and get the greens rolling well. But we want to make it fair for every kid. We want some kids to go low, but then also there's a lot of golfers that aren't your Parker Paxtons that are shooting 70s every time they play. They're shooting closer to 100. So we got to make it fair for everybody. So it's going to be out there. So for those kids that can play, they might go throw a low number, but then it's going to be fair to those higher end kids that they can enjoy around the golf, and that's kind of the goal too.
How would you describe the Lander golf course up there in terms of, people that are maybe unfamiliar with playing it and what these kids will see? Is it rough that's challenging? Is it the greens? How would you describe the course overall?
Right now, I'd say you got two different nines. The front nine's kind of wide open. If it's windy, it's going to be affected by the wind, and that'll be the defensive there. And on the front nine, there's a lot of water that comes into play on tee shots. In the back nine, it's more tree line. It's more of a shot maker, shape it around, hit it to spots, give yourself a chance. So it'll be good. It'll be a good test for kids, and it's going to be fair to everybody. So a kid that just bombs it can't just go carry it around the course and have wedge into everything. So they're going to have to be able to hit some different variety of shots on both sides. So it'll be fun to watch, and I think it's going to be a pretty fair test for those kids.
Obviously, both defending individual champs are back, both defending team champs with Lovell and Worland boys back. What do you look at when you kind of handicap 3A girls and boys golf this weekend? What are we looking at?
I think you're going to have a big, good matchup between Riverton and Worland. They've been battling it out all year, and that's going to be fun to watch and see how those teams do for the boys' side. The girls, it's going to be kind of the same thing. You got Lovell coming back with Erica Cook, and they're going to be tough. Green River's going to be tough with their 3 or 4 girls that they have. But the other one, I think the dark horse in there that nobody's really talking about is Wheatland on my own. And I think that's going to be a team that's going to be tough because they've got 3 girls that shoot consistently low 90s. And so if they can do that here, they'll be fine. And so I think it's going to be 3 teams on the girls' side and 2 on the boys' side. And then you never know, though. It's golf. You got to play every shot and play every hole, so anything could happen.
Yeah, what do you give in terms of the chances of Erica Cook and Parker Paxton to repeat as champs?
They have good chances. They're all both really, really good golfers, and following them through the summer and seeing what they do, I think it's going to be a battle between Parker and Karsten, and I think the Cody kid, Hunter Hall, is right there. His game, he shot, he was 8 under at conference last week for 3A West. So I think there's going to be 3 guys there kind of battling it out, and it's just kind of whoever gets the putter rolling is going to do well on the boys' side. And then the girls, you got Erica's going to be tough to beat with the fact that she's just such a solid player. And then Green River's got Isabel Salas right there. And then even our own Maddie Carell, if she gets it going, and the advantage to her is that she's at home, and that home course advantage might help her a little bit gain a few strokes where she might not get as much benefit somewhere else. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, I think for all of them, it's whoever can make a couple putts, and that's kind of how golf goes, is whoever's putting hot that week has a good chance to doing well, and then just making sure they don't have any big numbers.
Mike, thank you so much for your time. Good luck. Have fun. I know it's always difficult to host because you got to make sure all of the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, but have fun this weekend.
Thank you, David.